Hello, this is Fred Wall, the Visa Coach. Today's topic is how to apply for a CR1 spouse visa in 2016.
Visa Coach. Fast, easy, and personal.
I am Fred Wall, the Visa Coach, and I am known for giving you personal one-on-one attention and for going the extra mile to create for you an impressive front-loaded application that tells your story to convince a skeptical immigration officer to approve your case. Don't risk facing immigration alone. Rookie mistakes cause tears, delays, and expensive denials. Let the Visa Coach guide you quickly and safely each step along the way. Now, this is what two of my clients, Tommy and Aizen, had to say. Aizen comes from China, and she was granted a spouse visa. Thanks, Fred. Great job with the petition. I could have never put together such a compelling and complete packet. We are happy to announce that Aizen's visa was approved, and we are very grateful to you for your valuable assistance. We are in a hotel in Guangzhou awaiting the time to pick up the visa. The interview was quick because the application was complete. After fingerprints and swearing in, she met with the interviewing officer. The interviewing process was about 10 minutes long, thanks to the complete application you provided. We will be forever grateful for your assistance and will tell everyone about your service. In fact, Aizen's son is strongly considering immigration in the near future, and we would like you to handle the process. Thanks again. You're certainly welcome, Tommy. Two departments of the federal government are involved with the processing of spouse visas. USCIS, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, part of Homeland Security, and the U.S. Department of State. USCIS handles the initial processing of the application here stateside. And then the Department of State will first process the case at their National Visa Center, NVC, in New Hampshire, before forwarding the case for final processing at the American Embassy or consulate overseas in the country where your spouse lives. Now, first, you, the U.S. citizen, or even a lawful permanent resident can apply, submits your petition to USCIS. Spouse visa cases are sent to Chicago or Phoenix, depending on where you live, sorted, then distributed, and sometimes randomly, around the USA to 5 different processing centers. USCIS sends you a receipt, and on that receipt is shown your case number. The first 3 letters indicate which center has been assigned to handle your case. So here's a chart here. It's EAC for Vermont, LIN for Nebraska, MSC Missouri, WAC California, and SRC for Texas. Historically, some of the centers, notably WAC in California, work much faster than others, and SRC Texas has been the slowest. But you don't have a choice. It's the work of the initial sorting clerk that determines where your case goes. The sorting is mostly geographic, but there seems to be a lot of randomness as well. Now, USCIS examines your application and reviews that the required civil documents, such as birth certificates, marriage certificates, divorce decrees, visa photos, etc., have been included. USCIS verifies that you are eligible to apply. The FBI gets involved and does a criminal background check on you, the American. And at this stage, if USCIS finds items missing or problems, they either deny outright if you really messed up the application, or issue an RFE, request for evidence, listing what is missing and giving you a chance, about a month, to fix the issue. Now, when satisfied, USCIS approves your application, well, at least as far as they are concerned. And then the case is passed over to the Department of State. The Department of State has a processing center in New Hampshire called the National Visa Center, or NVC. NVC takes over processing. And first, they choose which consulate is going to conduct further processing of your case. And they assign themselves a new case number that identifies the consulate. And the new case number, again, starts with 3 letters that indicate which consulate has been assigned. For example, again on the left, on the right here, we've got MNL for Manila, GUZ for Guangzhou, CDJ for Ciudad Juarez, RDJ Rio de Janeiro, BJT for Bogota, SDO Santo Domingo, HCM Ho Chi Minh City, KEV for Kiev, and MOS for Moscow. Now via email, they'll contact both you and your spouse, requesting first that she assigns you as her agent and submits an online application form, and finally asking for 2 separate payments. The first payment is for processing of your affidavit of support, and the other is for processing of her visa application. Now, once the payments have been made, you mail a packet of civil documents, police clearances, and financial evidences to NVC. I call this the mini petition. NVC reviews your mini petition, and once satisfied that all the required materials have been provided, notifies you that your spouse's interview has been scheduled at the overseas consulate. And they confirm the time, date, and usually what documents need to be hand carried to the interview. Then NVC ships your file via diplomatic pouch, read FedEx, to the consulate in your spouse's country. It takes about 2 weeks for the case file to arrive and to be entered into the overseas consulate system. Once there, the consulate instructs your spouse with their specific instructions. Notification could be by mail, by phone, or by email. And the consulate normally advises where to obtain the medical, and finally, details about any special instructions or requirements that the consulate may have. At the interview, she's going to present originals of the civil documents that she submitted copies of during the mini petition, and she's going to meet with a consular officer. Now, his job is to catch fraud. He asks her questions to assess whether he will grant the visa, or if ineligibility is discovered or fraud suspected, deny the visa. Now, this is where the higher VisaCoach standard for crafting front-loaded presentations, wins the day. The consular officer always reviews the case file before the interview starts. We want him to see many good reasons why the consular officer should trust you and approve the visa. And when he decides to say yes, even before the interview starts, your interview will end up fast and friendly. Most of my VisaCoach clients report that their visas are approved in just 3 or 4 minutes. Now, if the interview ends with "Welcome to America," your spouse's passport with its new spouse visa attached is returned to her about 2 weeks later. The spouse visa is good for 6 months for her to start her travel to the USA. And once she arrives, after you settle down, she contacts USCIS advising of her new residence address. A month later, she visits a USCIS office for biometrics. That'll be an ID photo and fingerprinting. And a month after that, her green card that shows she is now a lawful permanent resident arrives in the mail. This was Fred Wall, the VisaCoach. Now please like or add your comments to this video. Then go to VisaCoach.com and sign up for the VisaCoach monthly newsletter. Each month, it is full of tips and advice on immigration and free of charge. Finally, when you are ready to hire my help to win your case, please call for your free consultation and to get started.
Before starting your immigration adventure, before entering an arcane maze of rules, regulations, and procedures, before committing yourself to a risky path that could mean an end to your happiness, speak with the VisaCoach and ask for his free consultation. He listens to you to learn the red flags and strengths of your case, your eligibility and goals. He will suggest which visa is right for you, the best strategy to get it, and how soon your love can join you. The friendly advice and wisdom he'll freely share with you might make the difference between approval and denial, and could save you months or years of loneliness and separation. What have you got to lose? Book your free consultation today.